It's good to have a plan for 2050. But before that, we have to ask ourselves, will you be there at 2050? We're naming them differently. These are not separated from each other. We just inherited it the way it was working. And it was working in a wrong direction. We never stopped it. We got so glued into it, so mesmerized by it, and it continued to extol the virtues of the things that we do. And that's what the economic system is all about.
How do we convince people to break the cycle?
It's very difficult because our education system is so strong. Their influence in our mind is so strong. Our eyes are not our natural eyes anymore. Our education system transform it into eyes the way they would like to make us see it. Our minds are tuned according to what is needed to be done. So they put our mind to work in the function the way they want, because they thought this is the only way. First of all, it's not the only way. It's not something we designed. We just got into it. So the purpose of education is to know what has happened and at the same time undo the thing which is wrong. Design something new. We are not doing that. We're just following what is there. And generation after generation, we are doing that. So our next generation comes with the same old thinking, same old doing, and same old purpose. In the process, we are destroying the host planet. And we see it, but we got so addicted to our thinking. We said, okay, global warming is not that bad. Millions of years is happening, so it's not that bad. So this cannot be. Oh, if it is so, we will figure it out some way. By 2050, we'll do things like this, which is 2050 is a long way out, but we don't know whether we'll exist until then. It's good to have a plan for 2050. But before that, we have to ask ourselves, will you be there at 2050? Because the human beings today is the most endangered species on this planet. We don't have much time left. So urgency part of it is completely forgotten. House is burning, but inside the house, we are having party, enjoying ourselves. Economic growth and fantastic prosperity and all the beautiful technology is making our life wonderful. But we don't give a second thought that we are under a burning house. The theory of economics begins by defining who is a human being. What is the future of a human being? That's what the essence of the whole economic theory. They decided to define them. A human being is driven by self-interest. So we became a profit-making robots. There's nothing else. So we created all the problems because we don't see anything else. Our only existence is because of our profit-making. And we take it to the extreme form. And that extreme form created a massive problems. One of the massive problems, as global warming is one. Another one, I emphasize, is all the wealth of the world is concentrated in a few hands. I said, pandemic, the one that we are going through right now, makes it very vivid. The one good thing that the pandemic has done, many of the things which were hazy, which were not very clear, suddenly pandemic comes, make it very clear. Poor people got poorer because they lost their income, they lost their livelihood, and so on. 99% of the wealth is in the hands of few people. Wealth gets away from people and continuously is moving away from people. It's not stationary. The gap between people and wealth is widening. It's a segregation and a continuous segregation. I said, this cannot be an economic system at all, what squeezes out all the wealth and puts it in the sky. I said, the real system, the one that we have to build, because it's our decision how to build the system. We design it. The system that we have to build, which will bring wealth and people together. And it can be done. Human being is not driven by self-interest alone. Human beings are driven by self-interest, and I add another one. And you can add another one too, but I add one more. I said, he is driven by self-interest. Also, he is driven by collective interest. I want to solve things for everybody else. And I enjoy doing that. I feel happy about doing that. I put all the hope in the young generation, because this is their generation who either make it or forget it.
Yep.
That we can continue their marching on the street and say that you are stealing our future. If the young people realize that it is at the expense of our future, these people are having a party. And only then the conflict begins, intergenerational conflict begins. You cannot destroy my future because of the fun that you want to have. Nothing is impossible for a human being. So never get disappointed. All you have to do, make a decision. If you make a decision, it will happen. Most of the wrong things are happening because we are not making any decision. You say, oh, what can I do? And that's the end of it. I said, if you say, this is what we're going to do, it will happen. Nothing is impossible for human being. So it's impossible to have a world without global warming. And always remember, nothing is impossible for a human being. That's why the human being is so important in this planet. Protected for everybody, not just for human being, for all the living beings on this planet.
You strike me as a hopeful man.
I am. I'm a compulsive optimist.
I hope you're right.
I am right. I have to be. Because you have no other option.